Hello.
Hi. It's us.
We're back.
We're here.
It's been a while
It's been a
since
minute, yeah.
we have seen each other.
Yeah.
I went to Kentucky, got back on Monday. That was a lot of fun. Let's roll these dice with all the things on the table here.
15 and 19. Good shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That was good as well.
we're going to be trying
Yeah.
this whiskey.
Which is
Castle and Key single barrel.
Yeah.
They really only started doing single barrels, I think, last year at max. Maybe this year. Maybe this year's when they started them, and this is their second time they did it. So like, it's really cool. You can't get any other stuff here. We've talked about this. I had it a long time ago, but this that we're drinking in the glass is the E.H. Taylor.
Colonel.
That Colonel E.H. Taylor that is now on this side that he
That's right.
he pitched in for podcast booze. I missed. Oh. Yes.
It's good to have a good drink again.
Yeah.
I've been having Trulies, man.
I'm sorry, man.
I haven't gotten my fixed.
Yeah, this is a half ounce of simple syrup to 2 ounces of the E.H. Taylor. It is with some bitters. It is good. I didn't even put the orange finish on it because we don't have fresh fruit, but also it doesn't need it because of what it is.
Yeah, it's good as hell.
So I want to pour. I have not obviously tried this yet. I just opened it when he got here.
I opened it.
He opened it while I was making drink. I'm going to do...
But yeah, Brandon went to Kentucky. I went to work. You went to the state that everybody, for some reason, thinks I'm from. Like, everybody, like, they're like, oh, you're from Oklahoma and kid. I'm like, come on, Kansas. And they're like, Kentucky. No. I would have a much cooler accent if I was from Kentucky.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'll talk obviously some more about all the trip and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But this whiskey, Jake tried it yesterday. We both tried that Angel's Envy the first time. But we were going to try that. I was supposed to try that yesterday and I did not. But also, Castle and Key was honestly one of my favorite things about going down there again. So I was very excited to try their stuff. Their other... Yeah, go ahead and look at it.
I mean, they can't see it, but...
Yeah, it's kind of behind the...
It just bothered me that it was facing the wrong way.
Oh, I'm sorry,
That's
buddy.
bad elbow right now, too. Oh.
So, so this glass that I got here, yours is the Motor City.
Yeah.
But this one that I got is from Maker's Mark.
Don't make the noises in the microphone.
Okay. First one's hot. It's good, though. For now. The second one will be way better. I'm going to let it sit on my palate, but that's really good. I like that. It's pretty...
It, like, sits warm.
Yeah. It's 103 proof, too, so it's like...
God
It's not even that hot for 103 proof.
Yeah. 103 or 130?
103.
That's a weird proof.
Well, it is... Yeah, it's 51.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weird proof.
Well, honestly, again, it's a single barrel. They were just like, you know what? This is what they put it in at, and...
That's what it comes out at, yeah.
Yeah. I think they... honestly, I thought it was... they had a lot of really cool tours down there. We went to Bardstown. That was pretty cool. Jim Beam, I got a glass from Jim Beam, got a glass from Maker's Mark, and got a glass from Bardstown. But the other two are different versus these have the same type of top at least.
That one was a good one to get. We got to go back there.
We do. I literally plan next time Jake plans to come here. I'm gonna be like, all three of us should just all go down. And we'll all go hang out and go get some whiskey stuff. The girls can hang out and do their own
Kai
thing.
Too, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get all the four of us will go, and then it'll be fun. And then Kyle. Bring Kyle.
The 5 of us, yeah.
The 5 of us.
Yeah.
Well, Kyle doesn't like whiskey. Never mind, I'm not going to bother.
He likes food.
But they don't have food either.
I'll bring him some french fries.
They do allow you to bring food, I believe. But no, we did a lot of really cool shit. I was really bummed at Michter's. It was a good time, but so they have a bottle your own experience that's it's one of the only ways, some of the only ways you can get their Michter's single barrel like kind of thing, and you get they don't schedule it, they don't tell you when it's going to release, they just say, hey, they're available today randomly. And it's only available at the place in Kentucky that we were going to. Yeah. And then we looked online, and it was like within an hour prior, they were like, hey, there's still slots available at like 1:30 and 4:30. And I was like, well, okay, like, so I ended up running 4 blocks ahead of them. They just walked, and I was like, I'm just gonna go see if they're available and schedule them, and I'm gonna run. And so I ran, and I got there, and I get in there, and the woman, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not like,
you're a little winded, yeah.
I'm winded because I took breaks. I tried not to look like I'm crazy running, so I was just like, okay, kind of hard jogging, really. And then get in there, I'm like, all right. So I'm like, do you have any of the bottle of your owns? And she goes, I do. And I was like, oh my god, hell yeah, like, okay. And so she like goes to schedule it, and she goes, I'm sorry, there's names that are in here that someone didn't put in yet, so technically it is booked up. I'm so sorry. She was like, are you gonna be available tomorrow? And I was like, no. I was like, we're leaving after,
yeah,
in the morning. I was like, shit. So we had our first thing at 11, so it was kind of like, damn it, like, you kind of teased me with it. And I was like, all right. But either way, it was still cool. Good tour again. We did they had a cool cocktail bar. Went to one of my favorite parts is like at Buffalo Trace. We got there early to get the bottles that E.H. Taylor, and then so you have to get there early. We get there early. They have a cool coffee stand at the front. There was 2 different puppers. I got to pet one of them multiple times because we kept crossing him in the line. And that was great. And then we get a tour that we did not plan for because they happened to have it, and we were like, fuck yeah. So we got to do the tour. But on the tour, at the time, they happened to be rolling some of the barrels to like send to the workhouse, and one of them had a little bit of a leaky bunghole. Yeah, they had a little leaky bunghole, and so it was actually it was enough that like it was like spouting from the pressure of the barrel. And so he was like, well, hey, you guys like want to try it? And she was like, yeah, I mean, yeah. So guys, let's go. Yeah. So we basically all just went up to this thing and just cupped it. And so
that's fucking sick.
I mean, yeah. So I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, she's like, of course, just smell it, whatever. And I'm like, fuck you.
I'm drinking it straight from the barrel.
I went. And then lick and smelling it, I'm like, oh, it was good. I mean, it's powerful, but like that, I'm not gonna lie, that shit is really good. Like, it is very corny. It's very sweet. It's potent. Like, obviously, it's like it's not sipping it because it's like trying to get it off my hand, but like, yo, that shit's great. And then also like it ends up being like a lotion
Yeah, and a hand sanitizer.
Oh, 100% hand sanitizer or lotion. Our hands were all soft as shit. It was like pretty cool. So we finished that whole tour. I'll get to my. I'm just gonna skip ahead because all the other ones were like they're tours. They were cool, nothing super extravagant. But Maker's Mark, we did. It's a specific tour. It was called the wax. Oh yeah, wax drips and honey, or no. Wax dips and honey drips. So it's essentially it's about the farm that the Maker's Mark Distillery is on, and they have. They started doing regenerative farm on the property itself, which if you don't know what regenerative farming is, it's when essentially they have they'll have like 4 different areas that they keep the cattle in. So instead of filling the entire thing, they will keep them in like quarters and then move them as it goes, so it naturally keeps fertilizing the land by itself, and it's a way healthier animal type thing.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they're doing Wagyu beef cows.
No shit.
Yeah. Did not know that, obviously. But either way, so we show up. We're supposed to be just doing this tour. And what is described to us is we're going to essentially essentially see some of the farm where the beekeeper is, and how they help with the honey for the property and, the plant life and stuff. Quick kind of tour. So we show up at this place, and they have their waiting opening area for the place has multiple glass pieces that are really fucking cool. And then it starts off. Oh, we also know it starts off with a cocktail. They basically we walk when we're done. When they start, he walks over and he's like, all right, well, the tour's starting here. He set the cocktail down at the spot. He's like, hey, well, we're going in there. And it was just the 4 of us. It's only a 6-person tour max, so it's just the 4 of us. He's like, cool, all right, well, let's, he's chatting. We go get to see this garden. We get in this I think it was a Lexus. Sorry, I wanted to try it again. Yeah, that's good. But we get in this Lexus and we're just sipping it's a Gold Rush. It has honey in it from the property. And as he's starting to kind of show us around, he's over here, there's some, there's one, we passed by one random set of the beehive set, they're just the box beehive sets. And we get to the farms, we start seeing some of the cows and stuff, and he explains that they do a Wagyu beef thing. They're trying to have the best cat, just healthy, happy kind of cattle, that kind of shit. They have their own restaurant, so they, that's what they use it for. And then we get to one of the other beehive spots, and we see Cody, who is the beehive, He's their
beekeeper.
He's the beekeeper. I was blanking on me, man. Oh, I clicked the wrong one.
That's me.
Anyways, I actually hit black. I was like, oops.
No, that's not me.
It's not you.
That's my dad.
Hi. No, we so we happen to be driving by him, and he's in the full costume. He's or not costume, the safety gear, the whole bee suit, and he's moving the bees around, and he's actually starting to do stuff with it. And he was like, oh, he's like, we're gonna pull over here. He's like most of the time on these tours, he's not doing this yet. So we get to go in there, and he's obviously we don't really roll the window down.
Bees.
Yeah, he rolls his down a little bit, and Cody ends up walking over after a second. And he's just like, yeah, I'm doing whatever thing, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes back to it and rolls the window up, and he's just like, yeah, usually, you don't get to look inside the hives like that. He's like, I see it once in a while, so that's really, really cool. We end up, finish walking the tour, or driving around the tour. It's really, really beautiful, all that jazz. And then he brings us to this special room where they have... When you walk in on the left, there's the moving bookshelves, But on these bookshelves are nothing but like mini makers bottles with what I assume is all the different kinds of like mash bill, like quality control bottles. Because Jake was taking pictures and he's like, the only thing you can't take a picture of is that. So I was like, oh.
That's important.
That's the shit. Okay. We sit down, he's like, and then there's a charcuterie board that has like some salami from the Wagyu beef cows on the property, goat's milk cheese from the goats, and this awesome prosciutto, a bunch of really good shit. But what's more important is like we're sitting there and there's 3 whiskeys to try, and these whiskeys are this one. I forgot what it's called. It's like a BEP. Oh, BEP. It's a special release. You can only get it there, kind of thing. That's like way more available. That's just like generally known, kind of like E.H. Taylor. You can go get it. The second one is a private select barrel kind of thing. That was really good. But we try each one of these things with a different honey as well. The third barrel, which was extra cool, is they selected all the people that work on the farm. They had selected like 6 barrels, and all these people that worked the farm, it wasn't Cody yet because he had only been there, like, he started working last year and a half. And they all tried all these whiskeys, and they all voted on their favorite, and then that barrel became the Star Hill Farm Select. Sorry. And then, so they bottled this up for just that, and we got to try it there, and then at the end, this glass is sitting there and we got it. It came with the tour. I was like, oh shit, okay, that's cool. And then they gave us like 2 different kinds of bags, like towel type thing, like a soft towel and like a glass cleaning towel, and then that little jar of honey that was on the table with all the whiskey, that jar of honey, it's from their farm. We each got one. And then with our ticket, we were allowed to buy 1 bottle of that Star Hill Farm Select. And it's only given to the people that go on that tour, and I think maybe like 1 other tour. So, and that tour is only 1 tour on Saturdays. It's the one we went on.
Yeah.
And it's only 6 people. So we were like, yo, like, didn't even know this was a thing. Obviously, they do not tell you in the description of it. This is like a surprise at the end. Because the whole thing is, they kind of leave a lot out of what it entails in this actual tour. Because they're like, we actually want people that are very interested in the bee aspect of the things. Jake and Klomp are going to be trying to do some beehive stuff. So
Nice.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was really awesome. Had only 1 bad day where I was like, it was great up until, like, we got to try, there was this whiskey bar in Bardstown. Me and Jake dropped Melissa and Chelsea. It's weird saying Chelsea. Klomp. Melissa and Klomp off at a ghost tour. So we were like, yeah, we're not going to do that. So we went to this liquor bar that's also has like a tasting bar. And we're like, okay, well, that's whatever. We'll go see what the liquor store has, and then we'll go back to the Airbnb. When we get there, we look, and then he's like, all right, well, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm done looking at the liquor store. There's nothing I'm going to need and get at this point. This is far in. I've already spent enough. And we sit at the bar, or I sit at the bar, and I look at the menu just for the sake of it while I'm waiting. And they happen to have Woodford Reserve's double oaked, which was something we were really, really hoping to get, but it's very selective, and we weren't there early. They did not release it that day anyways. But they happened to have it, so I was like, all right. And it was only $15 for, like, essentially a pour of what I did to us. And I was like, okay. Like, that's crazy. We have to do that. So we did it. was the best whiskey I had the whole tour, or the whole week. But at that same place, they also had cigars, and Jake found Eagle Rare cigars. It was a gift set. It came with the cutter and a coaster, and he was like, they delayed the fuck out of him and his wife's tax returns forever, and they happened to get him that day, and so he very much was like, fuck it, and he got these cigars. So we drive back, me and him split a different bottle from Peerless. There was a rye and then a bourbon.
Yeah.
We were like, we each got one and we split it. We drank both of them there, and then smoked a cigar and finished the little pours, and then we smoked a cigar walking to the bar where they were going to finish off at and try to get dinner or whatever. Well, my problem is when I eat and drink cigar, well, like don't eat and drink and eat cigars.
Drink and smoke cigars.
Jesus Christ.
It's okay, buddy.
Like, I'm not even drunk. I'm just tired. No, yeah, when I smoke cigars, like, especially bigger cigars, because, I mean, it was a good cigar.
Yeah, it fucks up your head and your stomach.
Yeah, and I smoked too much of it. And I was like, all right, like, I should have cut it off as soon as I started to feel a little but I didn't want to waste it. You know, it's an expensive cigar, essentially. And I was like, okay, like, all right, well, I'm not going to waste it. Should have just, like, at least put it out and save the rest for the next day or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
We end up getting go to that place. They close down. We meet somewhere else and we get food. And I'm like, all right, like I get like a side salad just because I'm like, all right, maybe I just need some nutrients that'll help out. I'm trying to drink some water.
I gotta cut you off. You know what you needed?
Throw up.
Well, that, or you needed some salty ass French fries and a milkshake.
Well, I ordered a fried chicken sandwich with fries.
The one that I saw?
Yeah, the one you saw. I ordered that, and then I went to get, like, I just couldn't even stomach it. One, I fucked up and I got a Caesar salad. I didn't think about the acidity level of it.
Yeah.
I should have just gotten ranch.
Also, the anchovies in it.
Oh, yeah, but it just sounded really good. So I was like, all right, well. And that was wrong. And then I just ended up, like, going to their bathroom and I waited till everyone left and then fucking just threw up a couple times, and I felt better. But I was like, all right, well, I'm still not hungry. So I just got a box. The three of them went off to another bar, and I just, like, walked back to the Airbnb with my food. And I was really fucking pissed. There was a goddamn bug zapper, like, on someone's porch, and I kept hearing that motherfucker light off. I didn't see it happen once. I kept looking. I would look and stare at. I'm just staring at this fucking thing, and then and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look, and I'm staring at it. Nothing. Motherfucker, like, every time I looked away. And so I was just like, all right, whatever, get back. I ended up just chilling out. Like, I ended up hitting my vape pen once or twice on the walk eventually. Like, I feel better. It's about a 15-20 minute walk.
Yeah.
But I just played Pokemon on I've been playing Leaf Green on my DS.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, really, that's about as much of the trip I want to keep talking about. We went and did a lot of cool shit, but that tour was really awesome. Jake and Clump said it was really funny because behind us is a window where the actual generic tour happens. And every time a group came in there, they were like, because we were in there for like 2 hours, and they were like, what the hell is in there? Because, like, Cody, like, brought in a box with a bunch of bees in it. And he was showing us shit, and he was, or it didn't have bees in it, but, formerly had bees, and one glass thing that had a bunch of bees in it, and then there's all this cellar, and there's just the four of us sitting at this table, and they're all like, what the fuck's happening in there?
Who are those people?
We were facing away from them, so I didn't find this out until after we left, but I was like, that's pretty funny, but... yeah, how you been, sir?
I've been good, man. Just working. everyone where I work, they think I'm doing a great job.
Hell yeah.
Our scores are fucking through the roof. Like, literally, I was in a meeting and another company there that's doing kind of the same thing, but they're not our company.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, we decided not to do the new tooling. I guess we think differently compared to Massive. Like, we think a little different compared to these guys. And then the guy in charge of the whole program, including our stuff and their stuff, just went, is that why their score is like 10 points higher than yours? He was like, well, shit, I walked into that and I was like, yeah, you should do the new tooling, dude. Like, it's fucking good. I didn't want to do it, but it's fucking good. Do it.
Like, if you gotta do what you gotta do. It's kind of
like,
the thing.
Our score, we're at 99%. And, like, this whole time, they've been like, we need you to get to 100%, which is not possible.
No,
like,
it's not possible.
I was like, dude, I've never even gotten a 98. Like, nothing higher than that. And now I'm at 99. Like,
wow.
I don't know what to do now.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
work's been fine. Yeah, aside from, like, the random bullshit like I told you about today, which I won't talk about on camera because I don't want to badmouth people.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you guys know your alphabet, yeah? If I told you had an A part and a B part, you'd keep A with A and B with B. Yeah, right? Yeah, makes sense. You've built a table from IKEA. But anyways, yeah, no, work's been fine. We're kind of slow.
Yeah.
I'm still working the 10-hour days, but it's getting slow enough to where tomorrow I might be like, I'm off this weekend. I'm gonna leave after 8.
It's worth it. I work this Saturday, which I
wish you didn't, because we got Pride, man.
So honestly, if we didn't have that, it's also Dan's 30th birthday.
Yeah.
He doesn't see this also, but it's a surprise party that I was hoping to try and make it to, but he's out all the way in like Marysville.
Yeah.
Also, after work, I'm going to be working on the deck. We're staying in.
True.
If it rains, I don't know, but either way, I cannot make it to the party. So that's the one thing that sucks. Is like, but I did buy a lot of. I did not buy anything you can't buy, or I did not buy anything that you can buy in Michigan, other than the E.H. Taylor.
Yeah, but you got it. You got it at MSRP.
Yeah. I got that at $45 in the secondary market. It's usually $150.
Yeah, I every time I've seen it, it's like $130 on average.
Yeah, $130, $150.
Yeah, that's why, like, when you texted me, you're like, "Yeah, I got them for $45." I was like, "Man, I sent you like $250. Get like 7 of them." Like.
Well, you're only allowed one per license, so I was
getting excited. I was like, "Man, I know you're spending money. I sent you money. How much shit are you gonna come home with?"
Well, I went to when you go to Buffalo Trace, like before you can get to the gift shop with the whiskey, you have to check in your ID, and then they give you a bracelet that has your ID linked to it. Yeah. You're only allowed one bottle of E.H. Taylor, which is the allocated one. I think with the actual Buffalo Trace, there's tons of those, and I think you can get it's like 6 per person, but like. We just got the H. Taylors, but one per person, and then when you get there, they scan your wristband, and that's when they're like, all right, use your bottle. That way you can't do it again.
Yeah.
They don't scan anything, but they scan it when they when they take your ID, and then you take this bracelet in.
Yeah, and you get your ID back when you get the bracelet.
Yeah, and because you have a bracelet, they know only one, and they don't let you buy more. But so we got that, but that was really cool. So but everything else again was like, this isn't sold other than 5 states. They're shipping to 5 states.
I think we need to do a trip for sure. I will say I was a little bummed. I was like, I'm going on this badass trip, but I'm not. But I'm also going next month. We're going to see All Time Low. Took a couple days off work.
Where? 'Cause
Cleveland? Yes.
Makes
Cleveland.
sense.
It's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah. Which I was like, we were talking about getting a hotel because I was like, I don't want to drive home after that. I kind of want us to, let's go have a good time. Let's get some drinks, get a little crunk, maybe go see downtown afterwards. I was like, yeah, we should look into like getting a good hotel. And then I was like, well, we're spending money already. We're supposed to be saving. And I was like, yeah. And then I remembered I was gone for 6 months. I was like, I have points.
Yes.
So I used all of my points for the Westin Hotel, downtown Cleveland. Really nice looking hotel. It's a 12-minute walk to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Hell yeah.
I was like, we don't have to drive. We don't have to Uber. We can fucking walk.
Yeah.
2 rooms, because I'm blanking on his name and I feel really bad. Not Kyle. Starts with a J. I'll remember. But him and Sam are coming with us. So it's me, Chrissy, Kai, Sam. I want to say Jake because you've been talking about Jake.
Kyle.
It's not Jake. It's not Kyle.
Oh.
It's Sam's concert buddy.
Oh.
But they're all coming with. So I got 2 rooms. Just one night. Really nice hotel. I spent $200.
It's not bad.
Like the nights are normally like $400 a night for 1 room. And I was like, yeah, I spent $200 for 2.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm hyped for that. But yeah, the whole time you were down in Kentucky, I was like, I want to go too.
I mean, honestly, like next time, like we can do like another. We should do a trip at some point.
Yeah, I'd be down.
We just gotta. We gotta save money. I'm starting to be like, all right, like we gotta save for. It's not even like. It one thing that sucks is it's everything that's going on in the world that we can't. That's why it's unaffordable.
Yeah. Speaking of, as of today, the day we're recording, not the day this drops, I don't know if you've been following the news.
I have.
Trump got convicted, bro.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Fucking dumb. He's so stupid.
Yeah, he said he's gonna fight it. And blah,
of course
blah.
he is.
Of course he is.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah,
but
it's up to 5 years of prison time, and up to a $5,000 fine per thing that he did wrong, which I believe is 24 things.
34.
34? I was thinking 20. But the judge has leeway to where it can be like house arrest and that bullshit and blah, 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 which is likely what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to know what day he gets officially sentenced?
Oh, boy.
He has to be officially sentenced by midnight. Well, 11:59 p.m. July 11th. So he has to be officially sentenced before my birthday.
I love it.
It's fucking wild, dude. It's also 4 days before the Republican committee, like, officially...
Convention thing?
Yeah, before they, like, officially pick, like, their person.
Dude, it'd be so... I mean, either way, it doesn't... They would put him on...
Yeah, they
from
would.
jail. They don't care.
Yeah, they would.
So
he's the first president to be officially convicted of a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we need to go on a trip. That's
yes, we do. Yeah. My original thought was we should go tour the Yuengling. I know that's not Kentucky, but it's Pennsylvania.
I mean, to be honest with you, it's Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Or yes, Philadelphia.
For some reason, I always think it's Ohio.
Well, that's because that's always where I go to get it.
That's why.
But it's Pennsylvania. It is. Oh. It's the oldest, one of the oldest breweries in America. Not like in general. There's fucking monks that have been brewing for 10,000 years.
Yeah, no, yeah. That makes what I was gonna say more difficult. I was gonna say we hit that tour and then go to Kentucky, and you get to experience some of the bourbon tour.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
but that'd be a crazy amount of driving for.
We do it.
Yeah, but we would need we need to take off way more time than we have available.
We just got to win the lotto, man.
I know.
Yeah.
That we do. I need to start playing more.
I figured out there's always that joke of like, if I win the lottery, I'm not going to tell anybody, but there'll be hints. My hint is the status I posted today, where I said, man, didn't win the lotto, F's in the chat. If I ever win the lotto, I'm going back to that status and I'm going to comment. Never mind.
I'm in.
That's it.
That'll be the best.
Yeah, because then it'll pop back,
Like what?
10 years down the line, people will be like, wait.
Dude, honestly, like, it'd be... It was so funny. I was talking about it with my coworker today about that, and then Jake messaged me. He's like, man, we really need to win the lotto.
We need to.
I'm just... Oh, God, it's so depressing. I'm just like, I just want to do that. I'm like... Because me and Jake are going to make whiskey. And I'm going to get back to reading my book that I was reading before I left. But we're gonna start trying to do that. Goals, try and get some whiskey bottled or barreled by next year. We're gonna use the rest of this year to try and get together, like research where we want to get things, what we want to get, and basically get a still.
Yeah.
We're not gonna sell it. Obviously, we're not gonna sell any of it for fucking. Honestly, probably it's gonna be at least like 5 years before we even try to get a license to sell.
Yeah.
At that point, yeah, we're not. Like, it'll just be me and him trying it until we're even happy with it. Maybe if someone else wants to try it, they can, but like...
Yeah, I'm your taste tester. If you guys blow up, I want
if
the
there
official title.
If there happens to be people that want to try it, we could let them try it.
If you guys ever blow up, I want the official title. I want to be hired, and I want my job to just be Tasty Boy.
I mean, dude, that's the thing. That's kind of one of those, like, if we can do it, like, we gotta... It's gonna be a long time coming, like, build up. We got... I imagine... This
is good, by the way.
Yeah.
Again, sorry, I've been doing the taster the whole time, and I took a sip of this again. It's really fucking good.
No,
it's even
like...
better after that.
Yeah, because now it's, like, calmed down, too. No, I want to... we did come up with a name.
Yes.
I won't say it on here yet, but it's really good. And I'm pretty sure...
Might have said it on here before. No, that was me and you. Yeah.
Yeah, we came up with it. We have ours, I think. I think... I don't remember who said it, but it was really funny. I think it might have been one of the girls. And we were like, "That's," or it was a riff on that. I'm just gonna show it to you. I'm just gonna show you the name.
I'm dyslexic.
I know.
Reading is hard.
Enjoy.
Actually, let me be your marketing guy. Let me be your Ryan Reynolds.
It's the last one.
Oh, nice.
So can you read
it?
Yeah. So yeah, we're like, that'd be really fun. And then we're gonna try and start. He's gonna decorate his garage out a little bit, but we're gonna start building the still and finding places to. Nailed it.
Nice.
We're gonna start trying to figure out, like, really, like, we have ideas what we want to do for mash bills, all that jazz. But it was kind of cool to do all that, but no. Either way, sorry, I got sidetracked like a motherfucker. Either way, I figure if I can, like, we try and take like a weekend. Me and you go have like a dude's weekend, whether it's probably next year for sure.
Yeah.
And if it's even short, like, I'll take a day off if I can. I gotta figure out, because we still got a couple vacations that we gotta.
Yeah.
Well, I told her once we get back from the anniversary trip, we're gonna go. I want to be like, all right, let's legitimately try and plan next year, because, like, we'll see about some of the trips we want to go on. I want to go on all of them, but, like, we gotta start saving.
Yeah. I mean, what's weird is like I'm in a boat where I can actually like do shit. But I also kind of like don't want to. Like when I would go to like the conventions and stuff, it was like I need to do something fun.
Yeah.
Like I was like I know I don't really have the money to go do this. I'm going to go do this like a poor bitch. And now I have money to go do it like the proper way, but I'm like nah.
It's
like
yeah. It's the security.
mm,
Like once you're like, all right, like I actually
yeah.
like. I mean, there's obviously you go do stuff, but at a certain point, like you gotta buckle it down. Like, all right, like I need to get that, and that's where I'm at. I'm like, all right, like one, like I definitely went a little wild in Kentucky. I mean,
it's understandable though.
well, I mean, like the second tour, or no, the first tour. Sorry, second tour we had, because the first one we had the day we got there, and it was just kind of cool. But it sits a Weller, but they didn't really have like anything we wanted for sale. It was blade and bow. That's all they had on sale there. But like we did the tour, go to Louisville. Well, where we were staying at is on the opposite side of Old Forester, which is where we did our first tour the next day. And directly next door to the speakeasy that me and Melissa had gone to the last time, and with them this time. So like we got there early, we tried to see if they had any really cool bottles, blah blah blah. Do our tour. At the end of it, they're like, well, with your ticket that we gave you at the beginning, you'll be allowed to buy the 10-year prohibition, which is, it's like 1924. It's a special whiskey. You only get it if you do the tour, kind of thing. And we didn't know that. They don't tell you that.
That's
so
how they get you.
That was the first one that we were like, all right. And then when we showed up at Angel's Envy, they had the single barrels. We didn't know they were doing that. When we showed up at Woodford Reserve, they had the toasted barrel. That had literally just been released the day prior to us going there, and we didn't know because we don't follow their social media. So we were like, I walk by and I see it in the little like case up at the front, and I just walk up. I'm like, do you happen to have any of that? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, can I get one? She was like, you're allowed to get two. And I was like, I'm just going to get one. I'm going to find out if I regret that or not when I try it eventually. We're going to try it eventually. We're going to
we're planning on tasting all of these as we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was just the first one we'll start with, but yeah, we're going to try all of them it'll be a while. It'll get us to, I think, episode 200.
The hair will be much longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was quite an adventure. Good time. But I would like to do it another time, and then also it'd be cool to go. We do need to do a boys trip.
Agreed. I was thinking. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No.
But I was thinking while we were talking about us like buckling down, blah blah blah. We need to both take a weekend off.
Yeah.
During Ren Fair. Like during Ren Fair season, let's both take a weekend off. Like we'll have a boys' night, hang out, and then let's fucking go be barbarians.
Let's do that next year. Let's like plan that out next year, because this year we're going to Copenhagen during that, and
True.
I'm gonna be a broke boy.
True.
So I'm gonna say let's plan that for next year, because
that means I got to continue barbarian year into next year.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Because I there's a specific. It's a dumb cosplay from Dungeon Meshi, Delicious in Dungeon for the English thing.
Yeah.
There's a character I really want to cosplay. He's a dwarf who loves food.
I know, I saw it, yeah.
And like as soon as I started watching the show, I was like, that's me and Brandon. And then I started growing my hair out and everything for Barbarian Year. And there's a scene where he takes his helmet off, and I was like, that's my hair when it's tied up. Not right now, obviously, because it's not long enough. But I was
Yeah,
like,
when it was long
I
enough.
was like, I have to cosplay this man. And I want to
I'm
do
down.
it. I want to do it at a Ren Fair and just have like a bag with food in it, like snacks and shit. And then people will be like, oh my God, you look just like Senshi. And I'll be like, oh, eat up.
Dude, honestly, that'd be really funny. Like...
We can plan for next year.
Yeah.
Like I said,
yeah.
I'm going to continue Barbarian Year because I'm doing Barbarian Year. And then I was like, oh, I should just continue growing out until I pay my debt. That's going to be like
next year.
February of next year, maybe March. And then once I hit that time frame, I'm like, oh, maybe I should just continue growing it out until I buy a house. You know, like, yeah, that might be the following year or later in the year.
Well, honestly, like, yeah, I would love to commit to it this year, but I'm just like, I can't. I'm at that point where I'm like, all right, like,
we'll do next year.
Yeah, if I gotta start, or else please.
We could also get our sword pack swords.
Dude, I want a sword. Like, I want a real sword from there so bad.
Yeah.
I want an armor set. That still will be. I promised Melissa, and I told her, I was like, this is before we even got married. I was like, I will be. I just realized I'm not even wearing my ring.
Uh-oh. It's because I'm here. Pride's in 2 days. Yes. Happy Pride, by the way. It's Pride right now as this episode drops.
Yeah. Happy Pride. No, I was just trying to God damn it. I just started laughing. I forgot what I was gonna say before that. Fuck, what were we talking about?
Ren Fair.
Oh, sorry,
I was saying sword, and then you said you wanted a suit of armor.
Yeah, I told Melissa, like, my midlife crisis will be a suit of armor. But I want to do it sooner than that, but that will be when I justify it, 'cause I'll be like, this is my midlife crisis.
I kind of want this to be a surprise for you, but also I want to let you in on the bit. Because it involves you.
Okay.
And I want someone to remember it other than me.
And Ivy.
Yeah.
And maybe Brennan, too.
And maybe Chrissy, too.
Yeah.
I promised Melissa I would not get you a sword the entire year that you got married. And I also added on, I was like, I will not get you a sword for the next year. Because you might be like, oh, anniversary, he's going to show up with a sword. Mm-hmm. No. Mm-mm. You know how every single anniversary you're supposed to get a gift that's made out of a certain material?
3rd year's iron?
It's 3rd or 5th. I can't remember off the top of my head. And then there's a later year, I think it's 10 or 11, that is steel. I'm already looking. I'm already pricing out.
Jason Kelsey just did that. He got his wife a sword.
Mm-hmm. So I'm already planning to get you a sword. But you know what else is made out of iron? Armor, baby.
Yeah.
You don't think I've been putting money away to pay my debt and also save up to buy you a suit of armor for your anniversary randomly?
Dude, I would fuck you. I'd busy.
That's partially why I want it to be a surprise, because it's like you'd be like, holy shit, you got this. But also letting you in on the bit,
yeah,
I think is so much better, because you're going to be like expecting it and you know it's coming. Eventually. She doesn't, because she doesn't watch the podcast.
No. No, I don't think she's watched a episode ever.
No, I think she has probably watched some of the clips.
Very, very beginning. Yeah. Maybe watched threw it on in the background, watched.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't blame her either.
You know, if you're watching now,
it's me.
There is a playlist that you can just throw on in the background, and you don't even have to listen to it, but it'll give us views and pop us in people's algorithm.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. I do it. I haven't done it in a few months.
I'm always watching something at work.
Yeah.
But no, either way, that was mostly Kentucky trip. It was great. We had a good time. Had some good food at Jim Bean's Kitchen. I don't know. Was fun. I'd like to do a guys trip eventually, and but unfortunately, it's really difficult to save.
Yeah, that and like my work schedule is mad hectic. Like I literally have to take a weekend. Like I have to take PTO to do like anything.
Yeah.
Like my next weekend off after this, I had nothing planned, and I was like, I'm just gonna vibe at home. And then it lines up with my dad's birthday. Him and my mom are going on a cruise. And my mom was like, I don't really have anybody to watch the cats. I won't delve into this too far on the podcast, but she didn't want to leave them with a specific person because we don't really trust that person with pets anymore for reasons that I won't divulge. She was like, can you come up and like, you know, make sure they're okay? And I'm like, I have 2 days off in there. Sure, but like you're gone for like a week and I have 2 days. I'm not gonna drive up on a weekday. Fuck that. That's 6 hours of driving.
Yeah.
So like my next weekend off, I'm like going up north to hang out with my parents' cats, which is dope because one of them is my old cat.
True. That's fair.
But yeah, I'm gonna go up there, and then I'm like trying to figure out all the other weekends, and I'm like, it's fucking booked. So like in order for me to like have even a guys' night here, I'm like I work all the time. I want to be home when I'm off.
We're gonna have to plan it out. Also, it's gonna be one of those things where, like, for me, it's gonna have to be on a Saturday because they can schedule me on a Saturday, so it can't be a Friday.
Yep.
So I'm like, if it's a Saturday at the very least, I'm just like, all right, it's after work.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll figure that out.
It would be fun. In all honesty, July, my birthday's in there.
Yeah.
I don't really do much for my birthday, but I'm thinking of like just seeing if a bunch of people want to go do laser tag or go axe throwing, you know, and just being like, well, I'll plan it, but somebody else drive me.
The one thing that's annoying is like, I know, well, not annoying, but like I know that Melissa's parents are coming in and they're staying at the up north cottage place that weekend.
Sick.
Because that's when they leave. Also, is right after that.
Yeah, what's funny is Chrissy and Kai are going camping up north that weekend for Chrissy's birthday. And then I was supposed to go, but I was like, I'm taking time off for the concert. I can't take double time off because like I only get paid for 8 hours instead of 10, and like that's gonna hurt what I'm trying to do with paying off the debts and stuff.
Yeah,
like that would set me behind like 2 weeks.
No, and that's where I'm like, all right, well, also, like, I'm hoping that getting some more overtime helps set things up. It's going to be more about managing the weekends, and then when it comes to having you come over, it'll just be like, all right, well, we just got to pick a day that you I mean, it'll be more of like probably within a 2-week margin of like, oh, we have a weekend available, fuck it.
The way I see it is it'll be like, hey, I'm off this weekend and have nothing planned, and see if it lines up with yours.
Yeah. You know? No, exactly. I'm down. But, well, thank you guys for listening and watching. We love you. Have a great week.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Thank you for listening to me ramble about my vacation for the most part.
It was entertaining. Oh my.
There was some cool shit. Yeah. I forgot to say about the fact that the last day we were there, the last night before we drove home, they had tornadoes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was 2 towns away from us, but it was coming our direction, so the sirens went off for like 3 minutes, and then it freaked everyone out, and then it was like, it happened to be like 15 to 20 minutes right after we had all tried to go to bed.
Yeah.
So that was great. And
continue. I'm sorry.
oh no, so yeah, it made the drive home in the morning annoying, but it went off for a couple of minutes. But like after it turned off, I was like, oh, that means it's fine. It went away. And Melissa was like, but what if it comes back? Because technically they had warnings till 2 a.m. and it was like 11:30, and I was like, I mean, I'll be honest, there's not much we can do.
Yeah.
Worst case, if it really gets there, I knew in my head, I was like, all right, like, I'll be like, all right, let's go to the neighbors. Let's go to the first house we see and be like, hey, do you all have a cellar? Or at least can we stay in your place? We don't trust the second floor Airbnb.
Yeah.
It's a 1 of 2 floor. It's like it was like an old hotel that they essentially bought out and turned to Airbnbs.
Gotcha.
And we were on like the second floor, and we were like, well, we don't trust this in a tornado. It's fine now. Tornado, no.
Yeah.
But we were good. It was fine.
I will say one thing because you reminded me of it. And it's kind of a warning for you, but also anybody watching. Hi, Chrissy. We haven't talked about this. We got to figure out this. I'm from a tornado place, and a lot of people, like, when I walk outside and go, weather's bad, people listen to me. The weather is bad. We are going to have a tornado sometime this year. Can't tell you when. Probably near a lake, because the cold front from the rivers and lakes and shit will mix with the hot weather we've been experiencing. It's going to happen. You're near a lake.
I'm near a small lake.
You're near a small lake, but also...
It's a lake, but it's also like a weirdly shaped lake. It's not wide and open.
I don't think it'll hit near here.
Also, I'm also in a quarry.
Yeah, I don't think it'll hit near here. I think it'll actually hit near where I'm working.
Yeah.
But, all that said, the weather's going to get fucking crazy. And this is your warning. As a man who... Literally, I've been driving home from work during these storms, and I'm like... I am in Oklahoma right now.
Yeah, it's been wild, and it's because, it seems like the climate is moving, and we're going to become the new Tornado Alley. It'll be fun.
We're in Tornado Alley. Tornado Alley runs from the Andes Mountains in Central America all the way up to, is it Huron Bay? Hudson Bay? No, that's New Hampshire. It runs all the way up to that. If you look at a map, there's a spot in Canada that's like a horseshoe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it runs all the way from the Andes Mountains all the way up to there. We just get hit more in the central area because we have all the fronts mixing. And flatter, yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, from what I understand, a lot of it has to deal with also, like, you have to have the flat land for the wind to develop to be strong enough. Because if you have,
it
like...
helps. Yeah.
If you have, that's why it's hard to develop a tornado in a city, because there's tall buildings that cut off the airflow.
What it is it's the cold front meeting the hot front.
Yeah.
And they kind of hit and mix together because cold sinks, but cold's also usually higher.
Yeah.
And heat rises, but it's usually the heat front is lower. So when they mix...
And they cyclone.
Yeah.
But if you have the buildings and all that shit there, it cuts off the cyclone. So it happens a lot on flat land, which I do happen to be around a lot more farmland. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But I have a basement. It's cool.
Yeah.
We have insurance.
I didn't have a basement.
It'd be an adventure.
You can't build basements in Oklahoma. There's a lot of red clay. The ground's too hard. But yeah, that's my fair warning to you. Also, there's a lot of solar flares coming up. There's actually one tomorrow and Saturday, and I'm very nervous for that. We should not be seeing the northern lights, because if a solar flare hits hard enough, it's an EMP, and it'll knock out all of our electricity.
Well, if you get to see this episode next Monday, we love you, and have a great day. Bye, guys.
Buy a house with a basement.